Well, good day everyone, it's Warren here from NQ Explorers. I'm here with Colleen today at the site of our old end-of-line railway station. A little bit different today, bit of a mix. I'm going to dig the bottle dump that I discovered last time I was here. It's not huge, but there's some interesting bottles in there, and Colleen's going to do a bit of detecting with the AT Max. So we'll switch between the two, or we'll get a bottle video made, I'm not really sure. I bought some gloves today, which is what I didn't have last time. I'm better equipped. So we'll go over to this old gum tree here and have a look at these bottles. And I'll just show you this other spot I've just discovered too. So this isn't the main bottle dump, but there's another small bottle dump. So the house was in there, station master's house. And as you can see, we've got bottle fragments and ceramic here and a little tiny pit. Not large by any means, but over at that big gum tree is where the main bottle dump is. So we'll head over there now and see what we can find. So here's a busted bottle, it's on the surface, but a logo I'm not familiar with, and it says Queensland there. This bottle remains property of course, but that's an old beer bottle, probably 1930s or 40s or possibly 50s, because this place was abandoned in 1964 or 63, early 60s anyway. So this big gum tree through here is where I found the bottles last time I was here. So let's go and have a look at that. There we are. Looks awesome. So basically it's just a surface scatter of bottles. But let's we'll rake through it with the pick and the gloves and see if there's anything interesting. I can see those little pecks, fish paste bottles everywhere. It should be interesting. So just looking on the surface undisturbed, you can see these, they're the PEX fish paste bottles. That's actually got PEX on it, see that one's a bit shattered. I'll pick them all up and line them up and see what we come up with. That one's nicer, but it hasn't got the, at least it has PEX, look at that. Oh, it's got a little crack in it too. They must have sent the fish paste out on the train. These boys, because there's no shop there obviously, they just, well it was a railway staff, so they had to rely on what came out on the train. Okay, well it's complete. Yeah, this little one, little square one, looks like another PEX. Oh no, look, Holbrooks and Company, very small Holbrooks bottle. Okay, love these little things. I'm not sure what they are. Oh, hang on, look at this. This is embossed. Does that say folding? Yeah, folding. Is that cosmetic or cream or something? Look at this one. Triangle job. Oh, and it's embossed too. That's a ripper, that one, isn't it? Harper and Company. A triangular bottle. I mean, it's cork top, factory made though. It's got a seam down the side. Now I hope this is in focus because I'm using this GoPro Hero 9 black, which I've just got, and I'm not sure how it goes with the close-up stuff. That one's got some maker's name, but it's not embossed as such. Yeah, this one. Not in real good nick. So I'll get the pick out in a minute and just move them around a bit. Okay, that's all I've got so far. We'll keep fossicking around in this little dump and see what else I come up with. Well, there's certainly a lot of these old fish paste bottles, you can see there. Old enamel pot, black outside, white interior. Oh, I've got this nice interesting blue glass one. I think that's Vaseline. I love this little Holbrooks bottle. I've never seen one like that. I don't know what that would be. Usually you get the sauce. Here's a nice flat one, but no embossing. All these tiny little, I don't know what they are, not medical. Medical's usually dark brown, aren't they? Oh, look at this ripper. That's another tiny little Peck style bottle. Geez, you wouldn't get much condiment in that. Guess you're only putting a smear on your steak or whatever you're eating. Yeah, a lot of little tiny bottles. Oh, that one's busted. There's a square pink, looks like calamine lotion. Another Peck's. Yeah, Peck's written on it. What have we got in here? Oh, that's an interesting one. This bottle always remains the property of Clements Tonic Limited. So there's a Clements Tonic. I don't know what that is, but we'll look that up. Pretty handy, I haven't got to dig for this stuff. That's not embossed. I think these are like a Heinz tomato sauce bottle. I'm pretty sure. Oh well, yeah, look, it's embossed. It's not Heinz at all. M. Jones and Company, Sydney. Jones and Company, Sydney. Looks like a tomato sauce bottle. Don't know though. Might be a coin laying in here too if I'm really lucky. Little square fat job. No embossing on that. Lots of these white milk glass ones. Look at that. Yeah, that's a nice little bottle. Looks like a miniature milk bottle. And it's embossed. I can't read it as such, but it's a cork top. Look at that little, that's a tiny little thing. That's a keeper. Yeah, there we go, look. Old enamel cup. Not real good, your cup of tea's going to run out of that one. Okay, I'll pull back this old bark layer and see what, there's lots more bottles through there. Back shortly. Well, I pulled that bark back, I've got a little hot spot here. There's some nice bottles, just semi-buried here. I'm not digging really, I'm just using my gloves and gently scraping back the soil and leaf litter. Some really nice little bottle I just got now. Unfortunately it's broken, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. Look at this one here, that's a lovely little bottle. But look at the top. I wonder what that was. Almost looks like a vase. We're getting the blue, I think they're Vaseline, maybe, or similar stuff. More Peck's coming out, look at this. Oh, look at that little thing. It's not shallow, it's kind of, oh, everything's just kind of on the surface here. Not shallow, it is shallow. Everything's on the surface. It's not buried, it's just been dumped on the ground. Normally they bury these in pits or, you know, bottle pits. But this is pretty easy going. Oh, there's another one with the embossing. I like the, it's another Holbrooks. I don't know what Holbrooks was putting in those kind of bottles. If anyone can help out with that, it'd be, well, I'm not a bottle expert by any means. These are, I think they're like medical, poison bottles, I don't know, brand. That's just a neck. Oh, this little thing. Oh, it's complete. It's one of those bottles. What is that? That is a ripper. There's no, I can't see any writing on it. It looks like a Peck's and Cuvette fish paste bottle. Unless it's a really old version. Is there any? No, I can't see any writing on it. What a beauty! Look at that thing. Slightly pink, I guess. I guess that's the sun doing that to it. But what a pretty little bottle. Little nice little flower bottle. It looks like a vase. What a ripper. Okay, that's a keeper. Must have a gold sovereign popped out, wouldn't it? That could be. They're still using gold sovereigns in the 20s. There's well, still legal tender now, I suppose. What have we got here? A little, oh, look at that. Not to be taken. Okay, well we won't. Not to be taken, so that's obviously poison. That's the tree root. We're back onto the down to ground level. Okay, we'll work around here and see what else we can find. Okay, let's go and see what Colleen's up to. She's just over here past this lantana at the back of the old station master's house. I'll see if she's familiar with this style of bottle. I've not seen one. She may have in her travels. She grew up on a farm, so she'd be familiar with this kind of stuff. Oh, she's over there. I've got a bottle here. Can you have a look at this? You finding anything over there? This is where Colleen found a patch of coins, including a couple of silvers the first time we came here. You always go back to the old spots, whether it's coins or gold. See this bottle here? I don't think it's PEX, but I haven't seen one like it before.
Oh, that's nice.
It's nice, isn't it? Like a little vase.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Kind of like a PEX bottle, but...
What's it say on the side there?
Oh, it's got writing on it.
FB...
Oh.
No, FREC... EDN.
Frederick. What? Oh,
no,
anyway.
RE...
Well, I'll subtitle any information we get on it. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's embossed, which is even better. So we'll be able to identify it as some kind of condiment or spread.
Yeah, because there's something also on this other side.
Okay.
It might just be
This bottle's a property.
the bottle, yeah, bottle department thing. But, yeah, might need a bit of a clean.
Right.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it? Right. This is where the station master's house was. I found a couple of coins in here last visit. You can see that old back fence, which is made of railway sleepers. It's a barbed wire fence, and that would have been the limit of the railway property. And that turning triangle runs down in there into the bush, where they used to turn the trains around because it was the end of the line, or turn the engine locomotive around at least, so they didn't have to run tender first back to the main line. Nice little spot. Curious how those bottles just laying on the surface there. I mean, I'm not a bottle hunter. I don't know what these are worth, but either A, that's not been discovered by the bottle hunters, or B, it has and it's worthless. Never mind. We're going to get some nice little bottles like that in there. I'm pretty happy with that. Get back over to our bottle tree. I mean, I think I've just been scouting around a couple of other big trees to see if there's any others around, but that's the extent of the bottle collection. I guess a lot of the rubbish might have gone back on the train into town. Like, you know, hygiene was an issue in these places. They would have septic tanks for the toilets, but dumping rubbish was always a big issue. But if there's a train coming 3 times a week, well, you're able to dispose of your rubbish, and it's all railway property, so that doesn't cost any money in theory. You're not paying anyone to rid yourself of rubbish. So we'll just have a look at what we've got so far. I don't think there's any more in there. Actually, it's the leaflet has covered them, but only to there. But there's some pretty little bottles in here. I'm pretty happy with that. I like the PEX bottles for a start. They're nice little bottles. That big one, I think, Brylcreem maybe, or Eno or something like that. I think it's a Brylcreem bottle. Oh, it's pretty big though, isn't it? I think the blue ones are Vaseline, and the little white milk glass, I'm not sure. Righto. Let's do a look at these bottles close up, and we'll see if we can get you some good pictures of them. Okay, I won't bore you with endless digging at bottles. That's our gum tree over there where we've just been working. I've lined them up on this log here. We'll have a look at them and see if we can identify them with makers' names and that kind of thing. I'll subtitle anything I research after I've made the video. Here's an interesting little find with the AT Max. It's a winder off an alarm clock. Still got the little folding, so you can fold the key back, or the winding handle back on the alarm clock. Okay, I just run the AT Max over the bottle dumper. I got a teaspoon. Still quite a bit of silvering on that. I should be able to get a, oh, it's going to have a name. It's going to be electroplate, I can see that. Not that old, I don't think. But teaspoon got thrown out with the bottles. Nice one. More interesting history in the bottle dump. Now that I'm running the detector over it, I didn't see this before. It's off to the side a bit. It is an almost complete clock. I wonder if that winder I got, it was 50 metres away. Look at that. You usually find all those parts separately. Usually spread all over the place. An old mantle clock or an alarm clock. I wonder if that's a Queensland Railways clock. That is awesome. Look at all the mechanisms in that thing. Incredible. You don't appreciate it these days with the digital stuff. We've got what was required to keep the time back then. And that's only the 1920s. This one's a screw top, obviously, but this bottle's a property of H. Jones and Company. Sort of an octagonal shape. There's another great example of the little PEX bottles. That one's, oh no, she's got a bit of a, oh no, that's a leaf inside it. That's in perfect condition, that one. Look at the day they made it. PEX. Well, this is interesting, not so old. Screw top, probably 50s. It says it's embossed once again. I love these embossed bottles. At least you can identify it to it. I could probably identify it to a time period, I hope. Chesborough Manufacturing Company, New York. Gee, that thing's a long way from home, isn't it? In both time and distance. Little screw top jar from the Chesborough. I'll subtitle it again, but I think it says CHESBROUGH Manufacturing Company, New York. Do not know what that is. Well, unfortunately this bottle's broken, there's no top on it. HP sauce, Houses of Parliament sauce, I think you still buy that, but I've never seen this maker's name. Garton's HP sauce. That's Worcestershire sauce, I believe. That HP sauce, Houses of Parliament. Always just called it HP sauce here when I was a kid. So, and there's another one of those, that's that bottle I found earlier, but I got a complete version of it. But yeah, Garton's HP sauce. Well, I always find it fascinating how old rubbish dumps are enjoyable places to look for relics. I'm sure in 100 years' time our descendants won't be digging through our rubbish and finding it interesting in any way, shape or form. But it gives it a good profile of what the people out here obviously consumed and what was part of the staple diet, because really until the multicultural period of Australia, which was post-World War II into the 60s and 70s, after all the World War II immigration, it was a fairly bland diet in this country. Of course, the 1800s was pretty much all bully beef and sugar and tobacco. But, you know, even when I was a kid in the 60s, you had your Chinese restaurants, but there were no fast food places, and there were certainly, the supermarkets were just starting up. But by and large, you had your fish and chips, you know, you had your hamburgers and stuff, but there wasn't the exotic food we've got now. Like, especially the big cities in Australia have incredible food varieties from all around the world because of multiculturalism. But interesting how in the 1920s, I don't know, they were living on fish paste, HP sauce. I guess there was a lot of meat getting eaten, and they would have been shooting stuff out here. I mean, rations came on the train. There's 3 trains a week, so I mean, it's not as if they were, you know, that isolated. It was a good, reliable line of communications. But they would have been self-sufficient to a degree. We do find a lot of rifle rounds. Everyone's had 303s. I mean, just about all the railway employees were World War I veterans, so they all had, and everyone had good weapon skills back in those days. Everyone had a 303. You could buy them for next to nothing. All the military surplus stuff. They would have been shooting game and, well, what was around here: kangaroo, wallaby, rabbit out this way, and that would have been supplementing what they were getting from the railways on the train. Well, this is an interesting find. We're just detecting our way back to the car for lunch, and I got this. Right on the side, you can see there's ash and a little bit of ballast here. There wasn't much ballast on this line. That's the old railway track. And I've got this hinged cap. I thought it was a pocket watch, but it's not. It's a beautiful brass cap. Not branded, but that could be off a locomotive or something like that. I don't think it's definitely not a pocket watch, but it's like some sort of cover of a gauge or something. I'm not really sure, but it's a quality bit of gear. Okay, I've lined them up on the log here like a rogues gallery, so we'll go through what we've got. This one here is a beautiful example of what I thought was a PEX bottle, but maybe it's not. They make great little vases, these things. I guess it must have had some sort of paper label once upon a time, because there's no embossing. It's not your standard PEX bottle, but I think that's maybe what it is. It could be an older one from like 1900 or so. This one here is just a cork top, and it's got written on it, this bottle is the property of the Distillers Company Proprietary Limited, the Distillers Company. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well that's going to be booze, isn't it? Be gin or something maybe? I'm not sure. I'll subtitle that right now to see what that actually says. There may be more to that. It's a cork top booze bottle, I'd say. Now this one is a nice little bottle with water in it. Folding. I think they do cosmetics, don't they? Now this is that lovely triangular bottle. R. Harris and Company Proprietary Limited. Okay. What have we got here? Oh, this is a really nice bit of embossing. I don't know if it's worth anything. Another cork top, big brown one. This bottle always remains the property of Clements Tonic Limited. So Clements Tonic, we'll have a look at that. We'll look that up. Some sort of snake oil, no doubt. Okay, there's your PEX bottle. One variation of it, and it's got PEX embossed in it there. I don't know if you can see that. PEX. Blue screw top jar with a double triangle. I don't know if it's Vaseline. Medical maybe. This one's just a pretty little shape. No embossing. Some marking on the bottom. Now this is that nice one you showed me. Oh, you saw me show Colleen. You didn't show it to me, I showed it to you. There's some very light embossing on there, and I can't read it. I've only got my sunglasses, so I will subtitle that bottle. Whatever's embossed on that. Put him back there. This is where it falls off and breaks, of course. Now, that's an interesting little Holbrooks. Okay, it's cracked, but Holbrooks I'm used to, you know, sauces, Worcestershire sauce and things. Holbrook and Company. And it's just a little short bottle. Oh, it's got some writing on the bottom. But that would be Holbrook's sauce out of Sydney or Brisbane or Melbourne. Okay, this one, similar style to the little PEX bottle, no embossing, but once again it's probably a little condiment or similar bottle for the table. This is a nice bottle. No makers, no one can see, and it's a screw top. Actually, it looks like a salt shaker, doesn't it? Actually, look, I think it's got salt in it. Could be a salt shaker. Oh, it's got writing. That's not as old as the other bottle, I don't think, but just for the pattern, I thought it was quite nice, quite ornate. You don't buy those in the supermarket anymore. There's a cork glass top stopper. Came out of the dump. Here's another PEX. Oh no, that's the symbol of that first one I just showed you with the ornate bottom. I don't know if that is PEX. This one's interesting. It's a little white glass. Once again, it's got a, I think it's a screw top. Not much in that thing. I don't know what they're putting in that. And this one's an ink well. I'm pretty sure it's an ink bottle. I picked one up last time I was here. That's not ink anymore. Just forest debris. And this one, there's a few of these, like these long skinny things. This one's cracked. There's better ones than that over there. Another cork top, but an unusual shaped bottle. You don't get much for your money, do you? It's a bit like now. So that's what I've got out of there so far. I hope that's... Well, I'm going to take all them home. They're worth putting on the shelf in the shed. I mean, they may not have any monetary value. We never sell any of our relics. We've never sold anything, to be honest. We just keep it all for our own collection. We've donated some of our stuff, relics, military relics and things to individuals, private individuals. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I'm not a bottle hunter, but I found that an interesting little dump, that this house was here from 1924 until 64, roughly. Now, that's not, I haven't got 40 years of bottle dumping going on there, but there appears to be a wide time frame in the ages of these bottles. Like those old, the PEX bottles I think are 50s and 40s. But anyway, if you've got any information on these bottles and you're a bottle expert, I'd love to hear in the comments. So thanks for watching this video. It was only a short one today, but I thought it'd be an interesting spot to dig and see what we could find in this old railway house area. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy fossicking. Bye for now.